Okay, let's figure out the second question. And x is uniform in a and b and y equals x squared. Let's find and draw f of y and capital F of x. We can easily find that according to the properties of uniform distribution, we can find f of x equals 1 over b minus a when x is between a and b, and it equals 0 otherwise. So capital F of x equals integral of from 0 to x f of x times delta x. That is this one. So we can easily sketch this plot. That is from minus infinity to a, capital F of x equals 0, and from a to b is linear, and when x is greater than b, capital F of x equals 1. Since y equals x squared, we can find capital F of y equals the probability of x squared is less than y. So that is the probability of x is greater than minus square root y and less than square root y. Equals capital F of square root of y minus capital F of capital Fx of minus square root y. Thus, differential both sides, that yields Fy of y equals this formula when y is greater than 0, and otherwise it equals 0. Then we have to discuss different situation. First, if a is less than b less than 0, and the fx is just like this, we can easily know that only square root of y is between a and b. The y of y equals 1 over 2 square root y bracket f of x square root y minus f x of minus square root y. Only square root y is between a and b, so this formula is not equal to 0. And what is equal to? That will be 1 over 2 square root y and times 1 over b minus a. So that equals y is greater than a squared and less than b squared. Okay, it's like this, and it equals 0 else. And the second situation is when 0 is less than a and less than b. It's familiar with the first situation. Only when square root y is no less than a and no greater than b, fy of y is equals this. So we can combine the two situations into one, that is fy of y equals 1 over 2 square root y times 1 over b minus a, when y is no less than minimum of a squared and b squared and no greater than maximum of a squared and b squared. Otherwise, fy of y equals 0. So we can sketch f of y. It's just like this. and these are 0, and between minimum a square b square and maximum a square and b square, the plot is like this. And the second situation is when a is less than 0 and the b is greater than 0. We still first scratch the fx of x. It's just like this. And we can know that if square root y is larger than 0 and no larger than minimum of a square and b square, the fy of y is equals 2 times 1 over 2 square root y and times 1 over b minus a. So the answer will be a over b minus a square times square root y. And when y is greater than minimum of a square b square and no greater than maximum of a square and b square, the answer will be the half. So that is 1 over 2 times square root y times b minus a. Else it is still equals to 0. So we can sketch f of y under this situation. It's just like this. And so let's figure out the second question. When we have known that a equals -1 and b equals 3, according to the second situation here we have discussed, we know that if y of y equals 1 over 4 square root y when y is greater than 0 and not greater than 1, and it equals 1 over 8 square root y when y is greater than 1 and no greater than 9, and it equals 0 otherwise. According to the definition, capital Y of y equals integrating of from minus infinity to y of fy of y times delta y. We can easily find the answer as like this. So let's sketch the plot of f of y and capital F of y. It's just like this. Between 0 and 1 is a little bit higher, and between a and 9 is lower. And the capital F of y is like this. When y is less than 0, it equals 1. And when y is greater than 0 and but less than 1, it's like this. And then it's changed to this one. When y is greater than 9, the capital F of y equals 1. Last, we have to find e of y. According to the definition, it equals integrate of y times fy of y times delta y, integrate from minus infinity to infinity. So we can easily know that it equals square root y over 4 times delta y, integrate from 0 to 1, and plus square y over 8 times delta y, integrate from 1 to 9. And finally we got the answer is 7 over 3. So till now we have figured out the second question. Thank you.